What's up, everybody? My name is Nokia, and welcome to episode 2 of my Build With Me series. If you enjoy this video, please leave a like and a comment on what I should build next. With that, let's go! In today's episode, I wanted to show you all how to terraform with forced light and shading, similar to the way that big YouTubers like Good Times with Scar and B-Dubs terraform their builds. The first thing you're going to need is your base or canvas block. Today, I am going to go with oak planks. This is our base block or middle block. And you want to have one or two lighter and one or two darker. I'm going to go with stripped oak and birch for our lighter. And I don't want it to be too sharp. So I'm thinking packed mud as one of them. And let's see what else there is. Coarse dirt could be one. I say we're going to take coarse dirt. Or rooted dirt. I already have that. So if this is our base block, this gets one lighter and a lighter. You don't want too sharp of a change, but you don't want it too subtle. I might change this. For our darkers, I'm going to go with a more drastic change. And for our lighters, I wanted to ease into it because I want the forced shadows to be more prominent than the forced light. Pick up our blocks here. And today we're just going to be building a small terraform wall. I'm going to use moss, pale moss really, to build a frame of what we're going to build so we have a little bit of an idea of what we're going to do. I want it to have a little bit of an overhang. Then we come over here and we can start around here. And it doesn't have to be perfect. This is just the framing. Down here is going to be our darkest, so we can go ahead and replace that with mud. And here as well. Because you want to force the shadow to be in the bottom and darker parts of your build. And you don't want to go with a straight pattern every time, because when you do that, it leaves out variation and texture. Let's clear the weather real quick. In the way I terraform, I try to make smooth edges, because when you have sharp edges like this, it doesn't look very well. If you have a 90-degree angle with more than just one block, I always like to put a block here. so. And this on the front, I like to lengthen it out just a little bit. And you don't have to stay with the same path through the whole thing. For this, we could take this out to here before we go out. And it just shows it's more slanted this way a little bit. Then we'll smooth out the gradient here in just a minute. I'm going to go up one more. I try not to make my edges too rough. Like this was a little bit rough, but if we do that, it fixes it a little bit. There we already have a little bit of a sloping cliff. Then we can take rooted dirt and we'll bring it up to about here. And you don't have to fill in this entire thing if you don't want to. You can change it up and edit it as you go. And that's one of the things I like about terraforming a lot, is the fact that even if you make a mistake, it's yours to change, and you can fix it however you want, no matter what it is. Unless you're building something very specific, then you have free reign to make as many mistakes as you want, because no matter what anyone else calls it, if it's a game to them, it's an art form, and you can decide to do whatever you want with it. Some people make scripted content, some people make builds like I do. But Minecraft is one of the most versatile games, in my opinion, in the communities today. And it being a sandbox game makes it where you can't really judge it on what people do, because everyone has different ideas and opinions on what looks good, what doesn't look good. And everyone's entitled to that. And no one should feel like because someone else is doing something differently than you, or doesn't like what you do, no one should feel like they aren't as good, they different. I'm going to start curving this in a little bit. But I'm keeping that slick. You can see it doesn't look the best yet, but it's unfinished and it can have some more work. What I'm doing here is I'm forcing light closer to the top. And it tricks your eye or your brain that it is lighter up at the top and that these are actual shadows, even if in Minecraft without shaders there isn't. I regret using a log now. Already it's looking like the shadow is right here and this is starting to get brighter. Now what I'm going to do is just paint in some lighter spots. Like so. Because lighting doesn't just go in straight lines like this. So when we're here, we can force the shadows just a little. I almost think I did the wrong block. I'm going to replace some mud with something else. For a sharper shadow, you could go with a dark oak, but I think spruce just might work. Yeah. I'm gonna quickly replace the mud with spruce. But I'm gonna keep the mud in my hotbar in case I want more variations of the shadow. As some of you might be able to tell, I enjoy terraforming, which is not something a lot of people enjoy. Not saying some people don't, I'm saying that there is not very many people who do truly enjoy it. And I take a lot of inspiration from some of the creators that I watch, including the Hermitcraft members, like Scar and B-Dubs, B00-100. And I like to be able to learn when they show their process on what they do. That's why I make the videos that I make. If the light is coming from around this direction, when you're making one of these, you want to know where the light is coming from. And I'm going to make it come from this direction because that's just where the sun is at the moment. And that's the way that my highlight was facing. I don't want to make it too jagged. What if we bring this out just then we can slant this just a little more. Like so, and it looks like the light is coming. What I don't like to do when I'm making these is to have these two very different shades touching each other a lot. But it's not wrong to have them there because shadows work weird. Depending on the lighting and the environment you're in. like that, we force the light right here. This I'm going to bring up a little bit to show that the shadow is farther up on this side. Because if the light is coming from this angle, part of this would be more shadow. Like that. Which means this also. Like so. I can bring this up just a little bit on the side. But not too high. Like that. It's not the best build, but it is at least the basics of shading or forcing shading in Minecraft. And with that, I would like to say thank you all for watching. If you liked this video, please leave a like, subscribe, and leave a comment on what I should build next. It means a lot for a small channel like my own. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Goodbye.